You don't go to the movies, do you?
I don't go out that much. Is there a reason why you're asking me this? You know, maybe you had a recommendation.
Last time Jake Gyllenhaal and director Denis Villeneuve collaborated, we got Prisoners. This time, they're back exploring similar themes of obsession and how far one man will go in their new film, Enemy. So Ryan, how do you feel Enemy compares to their last collaboration?
Well, I definitely thought Prisoners was a lot stronger. And I'm a big fan of slow burn thrillers, so maybe that's why. But Enemy was just, I enjoyed it in parts, but overall it left a lot to be desired. It felt kind of strung together, and it didn't really know what it wanted to be at points. And it had some interesting ideas and concepts, but they were never fully explored like they always were in Prisoners. And I really just don't think Denis, like seeing his other films besides just Prisoners, I don't think this was his best work by a long shot.
I agree on a lot of the same points. I think a lot of the questions that I had with the plot, though, might be definitely not answered, but revealed more if I were to watch it again. It's one of those movies that maybe has layers that you miss on the first time. But aside from the plot, it was amazingly shot. Like, it was a beautiful film. Like, what did you think about?
Oh, it had an amazing, like, the yellow color palette, which was kind of off-putting, and it almost made you feel sick, like you were trapped in this depressing, like, feverish mood throughout the film.
It definitely had an atmosphere that it was going for, and I think it captured that really well. I think the editing worked really well. Like, a lot of the times, they had a really simple soundtrack, and they would cut to that really expertly, and it helped you feel uneasy along with the colors and stuff, and I think all of that worked really, really well. And I think that's kind of also helping me compensate for some of the things that I didn't like about the plot and like the story of it, because they were working with a kind of a well-known like idea, which is a man sees his exact double and then he spends a while looking for him and like the implications of that. And it's a story that can go wrong in a lot of ways, and I think they handled it one of the best ways that it could have been handled.
One of my biggest problems with it, it has this incredible opening which sets the mood for this really weird kind of like sexy, complex thriller that's going to explore ideas that seem like nothing of what we got in the trailers. And that's basically dropped until the end of the movie.
It's got like subtle reminders, but
yeah,
for the most part...
Well, I don't think they're even that subtle.
Yeah, that's true. They're not subtle. But it's subtle in terms of like they're not throughout the whole movie. It's just that you get small parts.
They felt unnecessary. Like they never came at a point like driving that point home, or oh, this is expounding on that idea. It wasn't. It was just like, hey, remember that cool thing we introduced? Yeah, I mean, it's
still
kind of here.
I definitely agree on that point. I think that
Gyllenhaal was fantastic.
He was great. Because he
not
was
as good as in Prisoners, but
Prisoners. He blew me away in that. And this, I think it was interesting because he was essentially playing two characters, but I think he was stronger as the one character whose name was Adam.
Adam
who's
Bell.
kind of the first one you meet, as opposed to the other one, Anthony
Clare.
Yeah, I didn't think he was as strong as Anthony.
I don't think he wasn't as strong. I think that was a really one-dimensional character.
It was a weaker character, exactly. That's why there wasn't as much opportunity to be strong with it. So Ryan, what would you give Enemy on the Pretentious Film Majors 5-star scale?
I'd give it probably a 3 or 3.5, because it was really strong in all the technical components. And I think it wanted to explore interesting ideas, and maybe, I mean, I don't feel fully confident in saying that it didn't pull it off, because it very well could be a movie that I take more away from the next time I see it, and it makes me want to see it again. Like I know I will, so I'm giving it the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, I would also give it a 3.5 out of 5, because the things that it got right, it got really right. It just nailed them for me. But then there were the things it did less well. Overall, it was a really entertaining movie, though. And like you said, I'd want to see it again.